guys, for the start of this tutorial, we are starting with our eyes. I am going to be using this Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal palette, and there's a bunch of vibrant colors in here, and I felt like if I did my foundation first and there's a bunch of fallout, then I would have to redo my whole entire face. So we're gonna stick with just doing our eyes first. I am a little bit shocked, honestly, on this palette. Seeing it all over Instagram and stuff like that, this shade looked yellow, but clearly it's not yellow, it's green, so that was misleading. But I'm excited to do something really colorful and vibrant today. Honestly, I have no idea what we're gonna come up with. We're just gonna kind of add colors and see what works. So like I said, my eyes are already primed, and I did apply a base shadow, just a neutral shadow, just so then when we go to blend our eyeshadows on top of it, it'll be just a little bit easier. So I am going to first start with a fluffy brush. This is a Sigma Tapered Blending E40, and I'm gonna go into this first shade, which is this green shade right here. I'm taking a fluffy brush, and we're gonna apply this in my crease, and we're gonna see how well this works. There's like, honestly, like so much fallout. Thankfully, we did our foundation last. And I'm just gonna start with this in my crease and work it back and forth. Like I said, I thought this shade was yellow at first. I was mildly surprised when it was green, like a lime green kind of. So we're gonna make this work. What I'm doing is just applying this from inner corner to outer corner, just so this will be that base shadow that you'll see kind of at the end of the smoky eye, and everything will blend into this. So, I mean, there isn't like a ton of pigment on this, honestly. Usually shades like this, there aren't like highlighter shades. They're very hard to get pigment on, but this is doing okay. Okay guys, so the next shade we're going in with is Damage Control. That is this middle blue shade right here. It's kind of like a baby blue, like I think of it as like sky blue. So I'm just gonna take a Sigma E25, and this one we're going to focus in our crease. And I'm going to use a smaller dense brush to focus on the outer corner and work it in. Honestly, these shadows like aren't super easy to blend either. I don't know why. I just kind of anticipated that they would be just a little bit easier. I am going to move to using this mirror right here. I just think I have to be able to get in a little bit closer and a little bit more precise with it. But I am taking this inner corner to outer corner. It's just going to help with the blend later on and just making sure everything is seamless. The trick for this is you don't want to blend too much, because you do want there to be 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever how many distinct colors that you have. So you want to make sure that there is just enough of a blend where the colors don't look like they're choppy, but you want to make sure that you leave enough where you can kind of see that there is a little bit of a difference. So now what I'm going to do is take my concealer, and I'm going to cut my crease all the way into my outer corner, and I'm just going to kind of have to jump into this mirror. But I'm taking a Sigma F70, and I have it pinched so it's as flat as it possibly can be, so we have the most control, because I don't want to mess up or go too high or go too low or have like wobbly lines. So I'm just going to kind of drag this and cut the entire crease with this. Now what I'm going to do while it's still a little bit tacky, I kind of learned from this side, is I'm going to take the Smith 235, and I'm going to go in with the shade Karaoke, which is this blue shade right on the top. And we're going to just kind of pat this on the outer corner and blend it into the crease. The reason I'm doing this is because there is a lot of fallout with these shadows, and giving it that sticky base to stick to, it kind of helps make the product stick to my eye, I guess, and not be patchy. what I'm gonna do is just take a fluffy brush like this and set the rest of my lid just by pressing some translucent powder right over top. Okay guys, so this is not the direction that I had originally planned for this video to go, but the train got a little bit derailed and this is where we ended up. So these shadows are garbage. There are a couple of them that are okay. This orange on my lid, there is no pigment at all. They do not blend together nicely. There is so much fallout, and if you don't put down like a sticky base, the shadow will not stick to your eye. So if you had already primed your eye and set it with a shadow, well, you're pretty much screwed because it's not gonna stick to your eye. As you guys can see, this side, the blue really stuck because it had something to cling to. This side, it is so patchy, and I've been literally sitting here for 15 minutes trying to build it up, and every time my brush goes over it, it just takes off the powder, and I'm left with a blotchy mess. I really did honestly have high hopes for this palette, Laura Lee, so I'm not gonna come on here and sit here and bash her brand, whatever, but this is the first and probably only palette that I'm ever gonna use from the brand Laura Lee Los Angeles. I'm sorry, I just feel like the quality of these shadows is not good. Yeah, the colors are beautiful. Honestly, if you could give me a palette like this, aka the electric palette, that had colors similar to this, that actually blended and were actually pigmented, I would be all over it. So I do have the electric palette. I'm gonna stick to just using that one. That is seriously so depressing because I really planned like a really fun and colorful look to do with this palette. I got it in the mail and I was like, you know what? I wanna use this on camera and I wanna show, you know what I mean? Like, let's do something fun. I'm sad to say that this video came to this heaping pile of a mess, but I thought that, I mean, hey, this is pretty raw and these are my honest opinions. If you guys don't like them, I'm sorry. I'd rather save a couple people a couple of dollars for going to buy this. Like, the packaging is kind of cute. I mean, it's I mean, overall, like, it's not bad. It's just the shadow quality is terrible. The pink is the worst. The pink and the orange are the absolute worst that I've used. I mean, just look at it. Oh, they don't blend. There's no pigment. They're so patchy. I'm sorry, guys. This is going to be the end of this video. I honestly wasn't even going to film the rest of this nonsense. I was just going to kind of scrap the whole entire look and just be done with it. But you know what? I thought I would save a couple people, you know, a couple of dollars, you know, and a little bit of headache and aggravation that I just went through trying to blend these eyeshadows together, and it doesn't work. That's pretty much it. I mean, I will definitely be back with a more fun and colorful look. This has inspired me, and I want to do something with my electric palette because I do have that from Urban Decay, and honestly, I should have just stuck with that. I hope you guys enjoyed whatever of a mess this video was, and I'll just see you guys on my next one, hopefully looking slightly not like this. Bye, guys.